Today's TV soap news and spoilers will summarize for you the stories that have happened in the past week, May 22 to May 26. This video is for those of you who missed those stories, and we'll do it for you today before continuing to the stories for next week, May 29th to June 2nd. We hope you will support our video. This past week's story regarding Colin's confrontation took place on the rooftop. When Talia determines that Paulina and Chanel are both in danger and begs Jada for help, she thinks Colin kidnapped Paulina. Jade is horrified by the photo album of Colin's parents' deaths and wants to know how Talia got involved with the psychopath. But this is not the time for Talia to answer that question for Chanel because Talia knows where they are. Meanwhile, Paulina urges Chanel to do what Colin says. On the contrary, he was very happy when she showed up. He talked about his mother, then told Chanel to say goodbye to her mother before she jumped to her death. He said a few more sentences and confirmed, pointing a gun to Paulina's head, that she would take her own life. Chanel tells Colin she will do what he wants to leave Paulina alone and calls her a slut and screams at them more. Chanel tries to convince Colin to rethink because she's also a victim. Chanel tells Colin that his father was a predator who betrayed his mother, who tried to kill Chanel. She's just defending herself, and while she wishes she could change it, she can't. Since Colin has decided to kill her, he can't do it without knowing the truth. Colin then decides to kill them both as soon as Jada and Talia rush to the roof shooting. Jada threatens Colin while Talia pleads, and Colin was determined to push Chanel to the roof. Without hesitation, Talia then lunged at Colin, and the two fell in the horror and panic of those around them. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured in this case. Both Colin and Talia were taken to the hospital. Here we see Sloane extremely worried, and the doctor says it's a miracle he's alive, probably thanks to the porch he hit. Sloane has a beside conversation with Sloane. She said that Colin promised me he would leave them alone, but why is he acting so stupid? He did what he had to do. He had them right there where he wanted them until Talia and Jada showed up and his girlfriend pushed him over. Sloane wants to know why he doesn't leave, but the gang thinks he has to do what Sloane can't do. It was his decision to take revenge. Meanwhile, Jada chats with Talia. Talia asks how Chanel is, and Jada both says Chanel and Paulina are fine, and Jada wants to know if this is Colin's plan and why Talia is involved with Colin. She advises her sister to forget about Colin and be glad it's over. But Talia asks if Jada can at least see if he's okay. Jada says she just caught Colin and now she will do this to Talia. Bud thought it would all end this week with Talia and Colin being arrested, but no, Colin's story as far as we know it will continue in the next week, where Colin will be on the run from police and maybe he will continue his revenge plot. We think so. Talking about the story involving Nicole that has been going through the past week, she was in a difficult situation when EJ proposed to her. EJ says if she doesn't agree, he should let her favorite boy band propose in the town square with pigeons. She told him that she just wanted to be simple and sincere because she thinks the only reason he proposed to her was because Stefan proposed to Gabby. So she doesn't see the real truth here. However, EJ admits it's real and he's not sure when he realized he was in love with her again, but in the past few months have been the happiest I've had in a long time. Nicole's refusal to let EJ assume that she was still concerned about Eric. Nicole insists that it's not the case and she needs time to think about the issue, because the issue that Nicole is concerned about at the moment is who the father of the baby she's carrying in her belly. And she once woke up, and Kayla did just that. Nicole had a talk with Kayla, and Nicole told Kayla that Sloane knew she was pregnant, so she wants to do paternity test as soon as possible. Kayla says she could get accurate results next week. However, she will need a check swab from one of the potential fathers. Sloane suggested she do it while EJ was sleeping. Nicole couldn't let him wake up in the middle. Since Eric was a good night sleeper, Sloane suggested collecting his samples. Sloane suggested that she and Nicole try modeling together to double their chances of success, unless she wants to be clear with Eric and EJ. However, Sloane doesn't need Eric's distraction to support her right now. Nicole added that EJ would go crazy if he found out that she might not be the father. Eric approached as Nicole reached into the kit to give Sloane the swab. What's going on here? But will they tell the truth to Eric? Nicole's pregnancy will continue into next week, and it's not going to go well next week. And what EJ will do when she found out that Nicole was pregnant. Speaking of the Megan story, Dimitri used Andrew to secure the freedom of herself, Megan, and Kristen. And Steve and Harris wonder why he included Megan in his waiver. Dimitri happily tells them that she is his mother. Meanwhile, Kristen questions Dimitri's paternity, and she wants to know who Dimitri's father is when Megan always cares about Beau. Megan reveals that she met the man in Europe and they had a child together. After a few years, Dimitri's father felt her parenting style was too absolutist and sent Dimitri to a boarding school. However, that didn't stop them from staying close. After all, a boy's best friend is his mother. Therefore, Dimitri always listens to the arrangements as well as the plan that Megan outlines. At the end of the day, we also know Dimitri's deal was successful. Both Megan and Kristen are free. Some Salem residents expressed disappointment with this appearance. Kristen has a tour of Marlena's house, and Kristen declares that she will stay in this house because her daughter Rochelle is here. However, Barty objected, and they argued again about Rachel. When Kristen taunts Brady about Chloe and Xander, they scream about their own relationship. Things culminated when Brady refused to let Kristen see Rachel, and Kristen threatened to sue for custody of the children. Meanwhile, Megan roams freely through the DeMera mansion and stops at the Stefano portrait. Anne says she's finally home. EJ walks into the living room. He asks who she is and what the hell she's doing in his house. She introduces herself to EJ, which surprises EJ. He had heard about her release from prison, but he didn't expect her to get there. She reminds him that she's a DeMera, which means her place is in the home and in the family business. Megan reminds EJ that all of Stefano's heirs have rights to this empire and vote on who runs the company. He reminds her that she's been presumed dead for 30 years. She's confident the attorneys will sort it out. She hangs her vote in exchange for his help. It sounds like an alliance exchange agreement. And EJ tells Stefano's portrait that he needs to keep Megan with him when Kristen steps in with Stefan and Gabby. The engaged couple explained that they invited Kristen back. Megan joins them and introduces herself to Stefan. EJ informs them of a dinner to celebrate Megan's return. But does Megan have other plans when next week we will see Gabby and Stefan try to draw Megan to their side? DeMera's brotherly fight will definitely be interesting with the participation of Megan. It was one of the standout stories that happened in Salem over the past week. Thank you for watching our video. Hope you guys have a nice weekend. Our TV channel Soap News and Spoilers is the place for those who want to know how the Salem story goes, as well as great Days of Our Lives updates and news, so subscribe to our channel to get what you want. Thank you for watching our video. Bye-bye.